Oh, well, on one side is Dr. S.M Bali, and who's Joint Secretary of the IOA. Excuse me. Captain CVK Mohan is President of the Billiards and Snooker Federation of India. On the other side, we have Ashwini Nachappa and former Indian captain and cricket legend Bishen Singh Bedi. Thank you very much. Bishen Singh Bedi, if I can start with you, you know, some of the technically these Bishen Singh Bedi, good evening, good to see you on the news after a long time tonight. You know, technically these technically these two guys, they got away because they say there's no evidence issue on this, but they were arrested. And there was a disgrace that happened in Glasgow. And Mr. Bali, who's Joint Secretary of the... Yes, Mr. Bedi.
No, I just want to say hi to you. And I am in my Guru Ki Nagri in Amritsar at my cousin, very dear cousin. And he gave me a beautiful Punjabi proverb which I would love to share with you.
Go ahead.
Can I?
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It says, Bukhe di tii raji, khe udaun lagi, which means that the hungry man's daughter is nice and well fed up, and she is, hell-bent to spread this bloody nonsense of having fun all around. Now, this is what is happening with IOA as far as I'm concerned. Right? Now I have been following your, coverage all evening. In fact, right from afternoon. All of a sudden, we find that these two gentlemen have done nothing. Okay? If they have not committed any sin, then what was the need for them to be in jail for a night or even a little longer than that? And if they are not guilty, hang on, they can claim millions of pounds in defamation. Why aren't they doing it?
I take your point. I think the so-called dropping of charges against these officials doesn't change anything. Because I find the comment of Mr. Bali very shocking. Mr. Bali, good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Bali, you said these things happen all the time. What did you mean with that? You said these things happen all the time? ये सब होते रहता है?
मैंने कभी ऐसा नहीं बोला, इसको तोड़ मोड़ के बताया गया है। मैंने ये कहा है कि आज जो चीज़ आपके चैनल ने यहाँ बताई है और आज कोर्ट ने उन दोनों को बाइज्जत बरी कर दिया वहाँ से, और जो जब सब जुडिस केस चल रहा था उसके बाद इसमें कौन सी इतनी जल्दी थी?
उनको अरेस्ट क्यों किया गया था? उनको अरेस्ट क्यों किया गया था?
ये तो उनको अरेस्ट किस लिए किया गया, ये वो उनकी स्कॉटलैंड
क्यों अरेस्ट किया गया था?
क्योंकि दुनिया
अरेस्ट क्यों किया गया था?
सबसे दुनिया में पॉपुलर जो पुलिस है वो ग्लास्गो की और स्कॉटलैंड की है। उन्होंने क्यों किया? उनके कोर्ट ने उनको क्यों छोड़ा? ये तो क्वेश्चन वहाँ पे है।
नहीं, क्यों किया उनको अरेस्ट? अभी तो आप टेक्निकल ग्राउंड्स पे कह रहे हैं। नो, वन सेकंड। नो, मिस्टर बाली,
इतना ये कह सकता
मिस्टर बाली,
कि मैंने ये कहा कि हमारा लॉ और उनका लॉ दोनों डिफरेंट हैं, और हमारे लॉ के बीच में ऐसा है कि हमारा लॉ ये कहता है कि आपके मेट्रो सिटी के बीच में रात को ड्रंक करके इतने लोग घूमते हैं और इतने लोग जाते हैं कि क्या आपके चैनल ने कभी उसमें से हाईलाइट किया कि कौन सा बड़ा आदमी है, कौन सा छोटा आदमी है? जी
मिस्टर बाली, प्लीज मिस्टर बाली, डोंट गेट, ये आप ज्यादा कुछ कर रहे हैं। पहली बात तो ये है कि आप जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी ऑफ द इंडियन ओलंपिक एसोसिएशन, यू आर जस्टिफाइंग, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू से ये सब चीजें होती रहती है। व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय होती रहती है? सेकंड, आप यू आंसर बिशन सिंह बेदी's question, why were they arrested? Ashwini Nachappa, is that not a relevant question? Why were these two officials arrested? Technically you got away because you couldn't produce hard evidence, but why were they arrested?
Because this
why
is
were they arrested and why
known to the known to them, the Glasgow police and the court of the Glasgow,
sir,
they released them.
Sir,
why they arrest?
they
were,
sir, they were arrested. I am repeating it. They were arrested because they were.
And unnecessary, your channel, this is highlighted all the things.
Sir,
because earlier also be.
Sir, you know what is.
No,
sir, you know what is unnecessary.
Sir Bishen Singh Bedi, and he is a very formal and a good player and good friend of mine. But now is a thing. What I am saying, it means that अगर उन्होंने उनको पकड़ा वहाँ पे तो किस लिए पकड़ा ये वो जवाब देंगे, अगर उनको छोड़ा किस लिए छोड़ा ये उनकी कोर्ट जवाब देगी. अगर कोर्ट से वर्डिक्ट आया इसका मतलब आप सब कोर्ट से बड़े हो गए कि अगर कोर्ट में उनको छोड़ दिया तो इसका मतलब हम सब लोग उस कोर्ट से बड़े हैं या उस कोर्ट से जो कोर्ट ने उनको छोड़ा.
Mr. Bali, I let Bishen Singh Bedi respond to you. But you realize the bigger picture. I don't think आप लोग समझते क्यों नहीं, आप जो officials हैं, कि ये आप लोगों ने 65 medals the athletes got, and India finished 5th. And what happens is that on the other hand, one official gets caught for drunken driving and drunken behavior, and the other for alleged sexual assault. Now, because of full evidence, these people may have been let away, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you disgraced us. Mr. Bali, these people have been disgraced. They are the faces of the Indian Olympic Association, the Indian representation on the world stage when it comes to the Olympics. We were disgraced because the Indian authorities tried to do a cover-up even when the probe was on. Don't you understand how people feel? आप लोग क्या अपने आप को समझते हैं, बाली जी? आप अपने आप को क्या समझते हैं? एक मिनट, अश्विनी नचप्पा कुछ कहना चाहती है आपको. अश्विनी नचप्पा.
I am only saying, Arnab, if there was no charges, why was there consultations for over 2 hours? If there were no charges, why were there in police custody?
I want only from Ashwini Nachappa is the answer. If there are charges, why their court they leave them?
Exactly my point. So is the IOA going to...
And the same police of the same country. And at least, God's sake, all the channels and you, all the old athletes, we respect for all you, please wait and let them come back. And we take the answer from them. What happened, why they arrested, why they caught it there. Let them. Is it 2-day matters? They will coming back.
Sir, you had a hota hai attitude today.
All reports that were coming in from reliable sources. It wasn't dropping in from somewhere else.
Of course.
It was coming in from reliable sources. It was coming in from officials. It was coming in from High Commissioner's
You are
office.
waiting for the reliable sources, or you are earning the court verdict.
No, Mr. Bali, don't be aggressive. Don't be too aggressive today. There were reports. No, Mr. Bali, please. No, Mr. Bali.
Like you.
Mr. Bali,
I am speaking like you.
Yeah, well, I'll just tell you. Now, I'll tell you, Mr. Bali. You know, it doesn't. The dropping of these charges does not change the dynamics of Rajiv Mehta's rise to becoming Secretary General of the Indian Olympic Association. His proximity to that man, what is his called, Suresh Kalmadi, Abhay Singh Chautala, and the scourge of politicians and their cronies running sport in India. We don't want these politicians and their chamchas running sport in India. Do you understand? ये जो राजनेता के जो चमचे हैं जो चला रहे इंडियन स्पोर्ट, इनको निकालिए ना बाहर, इनको बाहर निकालिए.
I think that this
the second point
should be used, not say chamcha, because say that this is not
sycophant.
It look nice and like
sycophant, Mr. Bali, if you want me to use an English word. Second, it still does not change the fact that charge-sheeted politicians and their cronies once ran the IOA, and you resisted embracing the strictures of the International Olympic Committee until India was suspended. Our athletes were forced to carry an Olympic flag and not a national flag during one of the Winter Olympics. You constantly disgrace the country, and you expect us to sit down there and take things lying down? And just because one man who was caught for drunken behavior and another man for alleged sexual assault have got away because of lack of evidence, you want the country to keep quiet? The Captain CVK Mohan, Captain CVK Mohan, has this gone on for too far? Should all the political sycophants be cleaned up with a broom from Indian sport?
Yes, indeed, it has gone too far, and especially when the players go overseas, and the players, when they go overseas, they give all their might, they train so hard, they work for the country, they get medals for the country, and definitely they deserve better administrators. They definitely deserve better administrators. And the administrators are people who should have the passion for the game, the passion to do well, and also to ensure that these players get all the support they can. We do not need officials who cannot behave themselves in a foreign country.
But there is, I find Bishen Singh Bedi and Ashwini Nachappa no sense of remorse today in Mr. Bali. Mr. Bali earlier said, "Ye sab hota hai." When we asked him, and this is before the court verdict came out, Bishen Singh Bedi. Before the court verdict came out.
But Arnab, this has been happening for over the years. It has been happening. What happened in Melbourne?
True.
Why was there a cover-up?
Yeah.
I mean, this has been happening for far too long. And sports persons don't really speak up because they are scared of these officials.
Absolutely.
We have seen traveling over the years how officials behave in the aircraft, outside the arena. I mean, you hardly see some of them inside the arena even concerned. There is no connect between some of the officials, most of the officials, and the athletes.
Mr. Bali, do you
That's the way the system is.
Bishen Singh Bedi and Mr. Bali. One second, Mr. Bali, first of all, please understand today, you see, I'm not saying you. Yes, Bishen Singh Bedi, I'm coming to you. You see, administrators, people like you, who say, "Ye sab hota hai," this hota hai attitude is very wrong. 71 countries, Bishen Singh Bedi.
I never use this word hota hai, and you added this hota hai where I said this hota hai. I told only that in the metro city in India, laws in India, every day night, the many people, those who are caught by the police, and they are found and they
what kind of rubbish are you talking?
Their release.
No, what kind of rubbish are you talking?
No.
Mr. Bali, what kind of? Please don't insult our country to this far. You are saying today that in the metro, I don't understand this logic of it. For God's sake, Mr. Bali, थोड़ा तो आप सोच लीजिए आप क्या बोल रहे हैं. Bishen Singh, Bishen Singh Bedi, I'll actually let you respond to him. Bishen Singh Bedi, Mr. Bali is giving some strange logic that in the metro people are caught drunk, and therefore if it happens in the metro in Delhi, it can happen in Glasgow. And he said this actually before the court came out with any verdict.
Arnab,
yes, Bishen, would you like to say something directly to Mr. Bali, please?
There's no logic
Maybe
at all.
You can drive some sense.
Yeah. Now listen, there's no logic at all as whatever Mr. Bali is saying. Now listen, what is the need for the Secretary General of Indian? Just a minute, please. Just a minute. What is the need for the Secretary General of IOA to tell the police not to let this story move on or pass on to his family, who's with him there? I tell you, I have said this earlier, Arnab, that listen, Arnab, can I
Go
finish?
ahead.
That if these guys are not guilty, IOA can claim millions of pounds. They need this kind of money for Johns elsewhere.
No, but if Mr. Rajiv Mehta, Mr. Rajiv Mehta is a political crony.
Absolutely disgraceful.
The fact that a person gets arrested and he still stays in that position. He spends the night in jail, and if Rajiv Mehta is just another guy committing a daily crime as per Mr. Bali's interpretation, is every politician who heads a sporting federation or a state Olympic association just as immune? Does being Secretary General mean you don't have to carry your driver's license while driving and flee when you are caught for drunk driving? Again, the charges have been dropped. But your claim that these things happen all the time, Mr. Bali, only lends justification to the notion that senior officials like Rajiv Mehta can get away doing what they want. Do you realize, Mr. Bali?
Again, again, I am telling,
therefore,
I am not
and yes,
like that.
no, please
I am
hear
saying
tonight.
Never your channel only highlighted your channel and other channels also highlighted, and because I only quoted that the many time in happened in India also and
I don't understand.
across the world.
No, what do you mean happen in India?
But only
no,
thing, I am not comparing with them.
No, Mr. Ashwini Nachappa is laughing at what you're saying.
I am here.
Sir,
I don't know the
Bali, Mr. Bali, please.
Let them come.
I am asking you about a man who is Secretary General of the Indian Olympic Association. And you are saying these things happen all the time in the Indian metro. I mean, Ashwini Nachappa is laughing at you.
No, never tolerate. We not go tolerate, because at least if they found guilty conscious, definitely we are going to remove them. Otherwise, why we them remove them? Because without any charges, without anything, we take the decision. If I open my mouth,
if there were no
because
charges,
I
what was
see
the
all the people.
Why were they in police custody for a day odd? I mean, this debate is going nowhere. I think, Arnab, the key issue right now is there's no point even commenting on what he's saying. Because it makes absolutely no sense.
Only concerned,
what is the way forward? What does Indian sporting system really mean?
It is the only Glasgow, the competent police of the world, and also court. And both are between them, and why they release if they are guilty conscious.
Mr. Bali, I still don't get your argument. Let me ask you, irrespective of being let off by the authorities today, this whole incident has brought to the fore a larger issue of tainted cronies, chamchas, sycophants being appointed as sports authorities. Now we know that Rajiv Mehta was elevated to the post of Secretary General of the IOA this February. My question to you is, why was he allowed to take over, despite there being a pending case involving the alleged allegation of government funds being transferred to his personal account? Can you tell me about that?
I am not going to.
No, why won't you tell me?
In the personal.
No, why won't you tell me what is personal?
Others, what happened there?
No, why won't you tell me why was Rajiv Mehta allowed to take over? Why was Rajiv Mehta allowed to take over as Secretary General when a reply to a right to information filed against him said that 11 lakhs was transferred to Mr. Mehra's wife's personal account? Only the signature of the President and the Treasurer were used in 2004, while the rule book says that for issuing a check, the joint signatures of Secretary, President and Treasurer are mandatory. Answer that question.
Who, Mr. Mehta?
Yeah.
Who signed?
Irrespective of whether he was found drunk or without a license in a foreign country, should he have been allowed to take over as Secretary General of the RTI, of the IOA, when an RTI report from the audit wing of the Uttarakhand Treasury pointed gross financial possible alleged irregularities made during the state games under Mr. Rajiv Mehta? Was this published in newspapers or not? Was this published in newspapers or not? Did the audit express surprise over the association taking cash for a record of 10 times from Deepa Mehta and 17 times from Rajiv Mehta on a single day in February 14, 2004? Answer that. Did the report say that the State Olympic Association has not provided any document in support of the loan taken? Answer that.
I am not be dead.
Does he have political connections or not? Does Rajiv Mehta have political connections or not? Does Rajiv Mehta have political connections or not?
I am only concerned.
Does Rajiv Mehta have political connections, sir?
Which one?
Rajiv Mehta, does he have political connections?
Political question. Maybe everybody
maybe
has
means
political
what?
connections.
Maybe means what?
Maybe everybody.
What do you mean maybe?
No, in present scenario.
What do you mean maybe? Maybe. Bishen Singh Bedi, maybe.
Everybody have the link with the politicians.
Bishen Singh, no, this is
who has not the link with the political people.
Sir, you don't understand this. First of all, you say it happens in metros, so it can happen in Glasgow. This is the most ridiculous, shallow argument I have ever heard.
Happened. I said.
What did you mean?
I said, why the people, this your channel not highlighted?
Sir, I am asking.
Why they highlighted?
Sir, you don't tell me what I have to highlight, please. I don't need to learn from you what I need to. I am asking you today, what did you mean by saying it happens in metros? It can happen.
My dear friend, because you call me, I don't want to listen to you also be and not learn from you.
Mr. Bali, should all these political sycophants and chamchas be removed from sporting bodies?
I am not political person.
No, I didn't say you are. Maybe you are, maybe you are not. I'm not saying. I'm asking you today, are most of the people who are heading sports federations?
I am not or not.
Sir, are most of the people who are heading sports federations? Are most of the people who are heading sports federations political chamchas or not?
Most of the people, not all.
Psychophants.
Not all.
But most are.
Not all.
But most are. You agree most are?
Not all.
But you agree that most are?
Not all.
But you agree that many are?
Not all.
Not all, but most are.
Not all, not all.
Not all is not an answer. Most are. Most
was okay.
So, 1 second. So this is a clear answer.
Because
Ashwini Nachappa, I got the answer.
The good.
You've already got the answer.
No.
I got the. This is the basic problem, isn't it, Bishen Singh Bedi? The basic problem.
No, this is the. I'm saying not all.
Not
all.
Mr. CVK Mohan, give me an honest reply. Mr. CVK Mohan, tell me, are most people who are heading sports associations political sycophants and chamchas?
Yeah, a lot of them are heading the sports associations. That's a fact. But what is required for this country is for players to come into administration. People like Ashwini, people like Geet Sethi, they should all come into administration. It's only then that you will see the transparency. It will only then that you will see some accountability coming into sports. I think the players should also take a role in administration.
Well, I hope that happens. But this is an eye-opener. Unfortunately, I get a feeling, Bishen Singh Bedi, that these politicians and their cronies who run these associations feel they really got away in this time. And I don't think they really empathize with how the country felt over the arrest of these two people in Glasgow over the weekend.
Well, if this has happened by an athlete, you can imagine the repercussions for that sports person.
Yes, Mr. Bedi.
Why do officials always get
Had it happened to an athlete?
Pardon?
No. No, listen, even if you would want to accept, all right, they have gotten away with it, I doubt if they have really gotten away with it. No. Let them come back. Let them come back home and see the public reaction.
Yes, let them come back.
And see the media reaction.
Yeah, let them come back.
Don't dare the people of this country.
Wait for them.
Don't dare the people so much, sir. Mr. Bali, don't dare the people.
They have dared the people during the... I mean, they got suspended because of their arrogance. And now they've made a compromise formula, they've all gotten together.
Mr. Bali, I put a question in the public domain tonight, Mr. Bali. If all political cronies and sycophants are removed from sporting authorities, will we have a better sports administration in this country or not? I don't think you and I will agree, but I thank you very much, and I hope the viewers are getting a sense of how things are going or not going in the world of Indian sport. Thank you for joining me on debate number 3 on the NewsHour Tonight.